Hello, everyone. This is Gilberto from Agency U, and I'm on here with David Lee from Get DSM Solutions. Dave, welcome on, man.
Hey, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I wanted to bring on Dave so he can talk a little bit about like his experience with Agency U and just kind of sharing his feedback on, how the program has been. So, yeah, to start things off, Dave, like tell us a little bit about, who you are, your background, a little bit about your agency, so that the audience has a little bit of context for David Lee.
For sure, for sure. So my name is David Lee, and I run actually two agencies, Design Source Media and DSM Talent. And the agency of Design Source Media is a web design development agency, and then DSM Talent is a staffing agency. We help agency and agency owners. It kind of evolved from DSM, evolve from that and build helping those agency owners build a team in the Philippines.
Love it. And I remember when you and I first spoke, like back when you started with the program, like it was just the web design agency. And if I remember correctly, like you wanted to kind of create like a productized offer that's going to be able to like scale, right? Like something that's going to be able to like put you a little bit more control of your marketing. Can you kind of talk about like that process of us helping you like with creating that productized offer?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I remember in the beginning, it was I went into the program thinking, okay, I needed to learn about cold email marketing. I had no clue, what to do then. And and I thought I had a okay offer, pretty good offer because I've been doing this for so many years, 12 plus years. And but coming in has really kind of opened up my eyes and see, oh wow, there's a lot of components that's missing. So really helped me fine tune my offer. And also because of Agency U, that I was able to kind of launch DSM Talent and that polishing that particular offer, which is going from website offer to recruitment and management,
Yeah.
totally different.
Yeah.
So it was nice having that guidance.
Absolutely. Can you talk a little bit about kind of what were some of the like challenges or like bottlenecks that you were encountering like before you started with the program, like just in general with like, you know, that finding like an offer that could be scalable or even just like client acquisition in general? Can you tell a little bit more about that?
So I specifically went into the program looking at scaling the business, client acquisition, because prior to that, like with most agency owners, it's on referrals. So
Yeah.
I myself I hear all the time like, oh yeah, we live on referrals, right? But the problem is it's like feast or famine. Sometimes there's no referrals, and now what do you do? So I
Yeah.
wanted a more systematic way of producing results, like opportunities, leads, and agency U was the answer.
Yeah. How long had that been happening for? Like because I know you mentioned like I remember in our first call you mentioned kind of like going to like BNI and like networking
Yeah.
events and stuff like that. So how long had that been kind of going on for? Like not doing like like proactive like client acquisition.
Uh Man, pretty much like I said, I've been running the agency 12 plus years. So I was in networking groups, not thankfully not 12 plus years, but I would say 5, 6 years in the agency. It just doesn't work. Times have changed, but also from a scaling standpoint, it just doesn't work. And then yeah, for the 12 plus years, it's just referrals. So yeah, it's been going on for that long.
How did that have like an impact on like the agency? You mentioned kind of a little bit about like the feast and famine kind of like pattern. Like had that been kind of like a regular thing of just like up and down months or just like kind of the unpredictability? Can you like share a little bit more about what that was like?
Yeah, yeah. There were months where there were like no active projects coming in. The only reason why we even survived those months was because we had ongoing, MRR, like reoccurring
Right.
support. But other than that, if we didn't have that, the business would have been closed, right? So so just looking at that and saying, all right, we need a consistent way of bringing in opportunities is for us to really survive and thrive.
Yeah. What were some of the things that you like tried in the past? You mentioned like kind of like BNI, like being one of them, like networking events, like things like that. Was there any other like attempts of, trying to solve that client acquisition problem and like
Oh yeah, yeah. We tried going to like setting up a booth at a conference. We
at a trade
tried.
show and stuff? Yeah.
Yep. We tried even running Facebook ads ourselves, AdWords ourselves, typical SEO pieces. I realized that it is effective, but with the right information and knowledge, right? Like we're talking about authority funnel now and
Yeah.
in Agency U, and that's been super valuable. And I see that being very beneficial versus like what we're trying to do is just boost an ad, and that's not going to work very well.
Yeah. It's yeah, I hear that all the time. It's basically like people that start like doing like Google ads and like a bunch of other stuff, and it's like not as like fruitful as I thought it would be, because it's kind of like if you don't know what you're doing, it's like Facebook ads and Instagram ads is like a really like fast way of burning money if you don't know what you're doing. So it
Yeah.
kind of seems like that was, what you had experienced before in the past when you had like launched Google ads. Is that right?
Yep. Yep. Exactly.
And like tell me about like now, like how have things changed? Like tell us like kind of what does it look like now with like your agency? Like before it was like a web agency. Now you've kind of like scaled things up with like your productized offer, with like the recruiting and talent piece. So like what does it look like now? What does the agency look like?
Yeah, definitely. Our team is a lot more structured with our operations too, and how we do things. And then I'm able to focus more on the marketing and sales pieces.
Yeah.
And then, well, right now we're at the tail end of just polishing the offer and how we're implementing and delivering that offer. And then our next step is to now go into mass market. So we're super pumped about that. Just really spending money. I know it's crazy. Like I'm excited to spend money on Instagram, on Facebook, because I know that
Yeah.
it's going to produce some really positive results.
Absolutely. And you mentioned you have about 2 months since launching that offer. Can you share like how many like clients now that you've gotten? Like I know you specifically, yeah, it launched about two months ago. So yeah, can you talk a little bit about the results that came from that?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Sure, no problem. Within the 2 months that we launched, we've already gotten 8 clients. Um, and to kind of give you an idea, each client has a 9.99 engagement offer, so there's 8 grand right there. And then once they're placed, it's a 2.99 a month maintenance. So what 2.99 multiplied by 8. Right now we're going to be doing $2,400 in MRR already just from a brand new service, technically a brand new business in the first 2 months, and we haven't even started our authority funnel
Yeah.
or
Haven't even
marketing
ran,
campaign.
yeah, haven't even ran the ads yet. Just yeah, that's
Yeah.
all just organic. It's crazy.
Yep. Yep.
Awesome. And what do you feel like before was like the bottleneck and kind of like, because it sounds like you kind of had that idea like before from like conversations that you had with like agency owners, but what was the thing that kind of like bottlenecked you from like actually like launching the offer and like kind of like seeing the results that you're seeing now? Like what do you think the main thing has been?
Um, I would say having that support, like, yes, I have a lot of ideas. Like, I think, oh, it's like sometimes it's like the shiny object syndrome. Like, oh, this is a great idea, but really having support from Agency U, like yourself and Austin, to really like poke holes at it and say, hey, are you sure about this or what about this? And really holding me accountable and helping me move forward with that, that really has helped. Um, and and then yeah, just really putting together that process. And another nice thing is I'm not a big like accounting finance guy. I mean, it bores me to death, but Austin is great with that, and it
Yeah.
helped me kind of look at the numbers. Like you guys say, numbers don't lie. So it's very clear and really being more confident in the budget, in the finances. So I don't mind like investing money into ads because I know what that ROI is going to be from a dollar standpoint.
Yeah, a lot of agencies don't have that set up, like the financial projections
Yeah.
sheet that like I think that's what you're referring to, like
Yep.
the financial projections and all that stuff. Like it's super, especially if you run ads, like you have to know your numbers
Yeah.
and have like really good tracking. So I'm glad you got a benefit from that. What do you feel has been kind of like, one of like your favorite parts about like the program? Like what are because I know you had initially come in like, hey, like I just need more leads kind of thing.
Yeah.
But as an offshoot, like, you kind of now created your offer and a bunch of other things have come from it. What would you say has been like your favorite or kind of like the most valuable from the program to you specifically?
Of course, you, Austin, awesome. That I would say number one. Unlike some of the other programs I've been to, they talk about, yeah, we're here to help you. We literally have a group chat, and I can message you any time of the day, and I would get an answer, within 24 hours. So that's been a huge plus. And then of course the community is awesome. It's a community full of agency owners, so it's sometimes running an agency is really lonely,
Yeah.
and there's certain things you can't really share to let's say your team members, your employees. It's easier to talk to other agency owners.
Yeah, especially those that are kind of like can identify with the things that you've been going through because it is a very kind of like unique situation. Like there's not, I mean, before I had joined like my first coaching program, like in the agency space, like way back when, I was like, I didn't really have anyone in like my sphere of influence that was maybe you feel the same way, like that was an agency owner as well. So like having that community like helps to just feel like you're a part of something like kind of like collective where like everyone's trying to achieve the same things and like they're on the same mission as well.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, you can only talk to your wife for so long
Yeah.
until you drive her crazy.
Yeah. So true. And yeah, like one of the things I'm curious about, I always like to ask, like for you, I'm sure you get like a ton of ads, like being that you're an agency owner, like you see for anything like myself, you probably get a ton of ads like targeting agency owners.
hmm
Why did you choose us? Like out of all the different options, like why us?
Yeah, it's as crazy as it sounds. It started off as seeing Austin's YouTube videos and just seeing how genuine and authentic he was and the value that he was providing. That I felt that, okay, you know what? I'm gonna reach out and see what the program's all about, and I'm glad I did.
Love it. Yeah, I appreciate you on that. And then yeah, we appreciate you having on the program. You've contributed a lot to the community and I'm sure they're super appreciative of you as well.
Oh, thank you, thank
And
you.
yeah, I was gonna ask, so kind of final question here, like what would you say to that agency owner who might be watching this and is like on the fence or considering reaching out? So kind of like where you were when you were first seeing that Austin YouTube video, like what would you say to that person specifically?
Yeah, definitely reach out. It doesn't hurt to learn more about the program itself, right? Just get to know Gilberto and Austin, and if you're at the point where you're like, hey, I'm like myself, I was just so tired of the grind. I was so tired of just waiting for a referral, and it's stressful. If you want to really scale your business and you want a structured way, definitely reach out, join the program, and really understand, like even if maybe the budget's a little high, I looked at it as like, okay, well, how much did it cost going taking a college course, right? But what's the ROI on a college course? There's barely anything, right? You're going for that piece of paper. But here, you're getting constant feedback, you're getting information, right, to help you grow your agency. And I can let you know, 100%, I've made up the cost and plus more of my investment into the program. Um, so, you know, give it a shot. I know it's a risk, but definitely highly recommend it.
Appreciate the kind words on that, and then also just like overall your feedback, and then just like sharing your time on here, man, to just share your authentic feedback on how the program has been. Like I personally like, and I know Austin is the same way as well, have like really enjoyed working with you, and like we'll continue working together as well to help you grow your agency and hit that next level for you, the 100K month mark. So yeah,
Sounds
man, it's been
good.
honestly like seriously a pleasure working with you. You like implement all the stuff that we talk about and yeah, man, it's been really fun seeing your growth for your agency.
So thank you. Thank you.